while we're here, shall we take care of that other task we were entrusted with as well?
We shall have to decide which is the most pressing. We cannot do everything at once.
You!
Look! Master, a treasure!
My! I'm trapped like a rat in a cage. This arisen's both shrewd and fleet of foot. Tis obvious, no? I am an agent, of a sort. Let's just say there are some who don't want you wandering about as you please. I was to report on your comings and goings, you see. But I suppose that job's over, now you found me out. So, how about it, friend? Will you let me go? I've no reason to trouble you any further. Aye, aye. You'll have your coin. That's how this works, isn't it? Greed will get you nowhere, friend. But worry not. You won't need it where you're headed.
That's it.
Last words!
You there! Halt!
Shit! We're in for it now.
With all likelihood, he is an agent dispatched from Batal. Pray, let us handle the rest. We will hear all he has to say before the week is out. I bid you, wait till then. Remember me if aught catches your eye.
Yes, sir! It'll do you no good letting me rot in here, you know. Another agent will be on you afore long.
Life is for the living, friend. Best to enjoy it.
Oh. What does this say?
Let's have a look then.
Trolling is more complicated than it looks. I'm tired of raising my back for someone else.
Shall we get some rest then? I returned safe and sound, and I dare say, wiser for my travels. I trust we've all inspected our equipment.
Come, we've much to be getting on with.
I don't know about you, but I am full of vim and vigor.
I lack information pertinent to this task. Consider hiring a pawn better apprised of such matters.
Don't think you're safe just because you're in the city. Monsters have gotten bolder of late. Gather round! Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. The safer the roads, the heavier my pockets.
I enjoy tackling fierce foes and prefer combat's thrills to
Tis a pleasure to meet you.
There is a rumor whispered among pawns that I have oft pondered. The gist of it is, when pawns travel beyond the rift, we can contract a peculiar illness that imperils the lives of those around us. At first, we are only restless and excitable, but in time we become so unruly that even the Arisen holds no sway over us.
Indeed. Well, we shall have to remain watchful, lest one of our company should start showing signs of this sickness.
Handsome beast, isn't he? Sturdy as they come, too.
This ox cart's bound for...
I'll need to see some coin before I let you on.
I've just recalled a little tidbit I heard from the locals.
Have a gander at my wares. You shan't regret it. It isn't an easy life, but I enjoy the travel. Hope to see you again ere long.
There are useful ingredients to be gathered here, I'll wager.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here? Master, I discovered a treasure chest hereabouts during my last journey beyond the rift. Shall I guide you to it?
This ox cart's bound for Mel.
Have you lost your mind?
Here already? Travelling by ox cart was a welcome change.
Mayhap we can employ a cart for our next journey.
That damn dragon. Hurry, everyone! Get yourselves to safety!
You go with them. I'll fell that thing myself. There you are.
Village is my home. Respect lend me your
The beast needs to well substance. Avoid it at all costs.
Caution! Peril approaches!
went to cross. We must do what we can to prevent it from losing its temper.
How are we meant to attack it without angering it? It is a simple-minded creature by all appearances. We can easily redirect its focus with our attacks.
Understood.
Show yourself!
'Twas a lesson in determination.
Somehow I knew you'd come. You have my gratitude as well, sir.
Ulrika, glad I am to see you unharmed. You must return to the village. Everyone is concerned for you.
Forgive me. I'd best go. But I shan't forget this. Thank you. We're saved. I haven't the words to thank you. I doubt we would have pulled through if not for you. We're...
Aught you need of me?
Well met, sir.
Fancy a look at my wares? In my line of business, patience is key. Do come again.
Well, it takes two to make a sale. And this seller had nothing to tempt us with. Our funds are better spent elsewhere.
Gold is a resource best spent judiciously.
Well met. Looking to make a purchase? Yes. Hope to see you again.
I follow my whims. Where?
A solitary shard is good for little. We need to seek out more of these, if 'tis to be of use.
We ought to keep it with care, lest we lose it.
I'll hold on to this. After all, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
This is for you, Master. I thought it might come in useful. What a view! I'd not say no to a short repose hereabouts.
We are alone here, methinks. Perhaps we might stop a moment and find our bearings.
True enough.
Feels eerie.
A lonely place. But not without its charm.
Aught you need of me?
Aye? Did you want?
I only work when I fancy.
Here to ask aught of me.
Know you of the shallow waters are safe, but venture somewhere as deep as you are tall, and their dreadful red claws will drag you up. Becoming a feast for the brine isn't a pretty way to go, so take care. These old bones grow weary.
My bed calls.
We're...
And before I forget, is your pack not overburdensome? Oh, you carry so...
That wasn't the dragon, but a poor imitation of it. No wonder I feel so hollow. Sigurd, you're the current Arisen, aren't you? I pray you do not walk the same path as I have. 'Tis a style all my own, a patchwork of techniques, honed for the sole purpose of slaying the dragon.
Feels eerie with no one about.
My bed calls, and I shan't resist.
I'm just grateful I get to
I've a selection of wares that's sure to... Please. Pleasure doing business with you.
Mayhap you'll learn aught of this scoundrel who would claim your title if you attended a palace masquerade. We're off to Burnworth Palace then.
Wasn't sure we'd survive that, but here we are. My thanks for your efforts.
This journey will be a long one. What say we employ an ox cart and save our feet the blistered?
I'm not taking any passengers, just...
We've a long journey ahead of us. We ought to employ an ox cart and save our strength.
True enough.
This ox cart's bound for I'll not take you anywhere till I've had my due.
Little enough gold to spend as it is. New days, the chance to turn a profit, just as it should be. I've never seen one.
Go on, have a look.
I might nod off if I'm not sure. Try all I might. I can't get the salt in my skin. Take a scratch. I even polished it this morning.
I've more time than I know how to spend.
Sometimes this is the only place I can find it.
Our soldiers need better training. I've a duty to attend to, as 'twere.
I would appreciate your swift return, Master. A fell unease begins to gnaw at me when you are gone over long.
'Tis not our place to hurry the Arisen.
Do let me know if you're in need of aid.
The wise are as discerning of time as
I'd
the
sooner
coin.
stay out of battle, were it possible.
'Tis my duty to hear the people's concerns.
I hear the coronation is to be held anon. Good thing, too. I long to see the back of this crooked age of proxies. Of course, the matter of attendance is always a contentious one, particularly concerning the special recommendations. You see, commoners who perform meritorious deeds or who prove their upstanding character may be granted invitations. It beggars belief that layfolk with nary a shred of decorum should be allowed to attend such an august occasion. For instance, if you, by some miracle, were to be recommended, I should thank you to know your place.
Have we met before?
I've not an inkling of what I ought to report.
I would fain aid you if you are in need.
A fine place to sit and gather one's thoughts.
Oh! Where did you wander in from?
Greetings.
Well, out with it.
What brings you here?
I'm frightfully busy. No time.
A certain standing is required to...
A larger audience would mean more pockets to ply.
Dull days for us are a sign that all is well.
Perchance you've heard. The coronation is soon to be held, it seems. The Sovereign, wounded in glorious combat with the dragon, is recovered at last. No tidings could be more joyous. Indeed, 'tis a weight off my heart to think that our fair Vermund shall once again be governed by a true ruler. You wouldn't want to make the others jealous now. I think that will do for...
Just between you and me, my survey missions through the caverns and ruins have been more trouble than I foresaw. My task is to seek out items of potential value and research them. And 'twas going well, too, till I found that door. 'Tis an enigma, forged of strange materials and covered in queer etchings. But my orders are to get to the bottom of it. So back and forth I go on an endless string of expeditions. I grow wearier with every trip, but no closer to an answer. I've a pressing duty to which I'm...
We're the best there is, and that's that.
I only pray my watch finishes without incident.
There ought to be said dreams.
Oh, could use a rest. Dull days for us are assigned all
Few of my fellows actors fits their station. Wonder if anyone would notice if I'm mistreated.
I'm a tad preoccupied just now.
Can't wait for the new equipment.
I only pray my watch finishes without incident.
Not for it, but to cut my teeth in a real battle.
Is there aught you require?
All my days.
I've not trained for this.
I regret to inform you that there is no masquerade scheduled for today. I regret to inform you...
I'm ready for patrol.
And who are you supposed to be?
Here's hoping
A
there'll
fine
be no
place
trouble
to
with
sit
it.
and gather one's thoughts.
Oh, I hardly know what to do with myself.
How intriguing.
Aye. What is...
Mayhap you've been misinformed, sir. But there isn't to...
Goodness me.
There are flies as to say no time.
So, you've come. Captain Brant bade me allow you passage. So, you...
How might I aid you, sir?
have you come to release me from this jail? Who are... Oh. Then we are presented with three options. Either the law of our world that allows only one arisen has been upended, or Deeza's arisen is false, or you are lying to me. Have you proof that you are arisen, as you say? Ah, they say the Arisen's breast bears a wound akin to the dragon's claw. By that mark, 'twould seem 'tis true. This reminds me of a happening 148 years ago. During the reign of Regent Alphonse, a man named Crusoe appeared and claimed to be arisen. He went before the people, insisting that he, and not Regent Alphonse, was the true arisen, the one fit to lead them as their ruler. And what befell him, you ask? Ha! Crusoe was discovered to be a liar, whereupon his head was liberated from his shoulders on the spot. Aye, I dare say your arrival portends another beheading, but whose will it be, Oh, you've no interest in... I believe I can surmise what you came for. And though I... What is it? Have you come to hear... Escape? Here, I spend my days perusing the code and deciphering old texts. I can devote all my time to my own interests, and I need not turn my ear to Deeza's absurd demands. 'Tis a paradise to me, this cell. That said, if you know of a place with a mountain of tomes I could delve into, I might rethink the matter. Tell me, does that ring any bells? Oh, to think such a place existed. Oh, very curious. Guide me outside, then. If you can deliver me from this pit, I ought to be able to find the rest of the way on my own.
Got to focus. My head will roll if Orc goes awry.
Come along. Come along.
As soon as my shift's done, I'm off to the tavern.
Come along.
I'd rather not draw steel if I can avoid.
Come along.
That's
quality a soldier can have.
Must hold out till someone comes to relieve me.
Such
Where did you go, Master? 'Twas dreadful lonesome without you.
Aye, this should be far enough. If you truly are arisen, words may be wind, but there's naught else I can offer you at present. Pray visit me if you've the time or inclination. Mayhap the knowledge I've gained reading tomes of Eld could be of some use to you.
So tired.
If we've the item in hand, we ought not keep the recipient waiting.
We ought to make the delivery now, lest it should end up lost or misplaced.
'Tis as you say.
Such quietude is a blessing.
I should very much like to rejoin you, Master.
Any loose coin about?
Centuries of grand way to wind up a cadaver.
Oh, it's not right. It doesn't make any sort of sense. The doctor examined him afore and said he'd be better with a bit of medicine. Yet e'er since he came here, he's only gotten worse.
I understand how you must feel. But you must see that your son's health continues to wane. There is no medicine that can heal him outright. He requires proper treatment. I am caring for him as best I can. I beg only for your patience. However, if you truly cannot entrust him to me, perhaps you would care to take him home with you instead. Mayhap convalescing in a place familiar to him would aid his recovery. Of course, I would be sure to visit him as oft as I am able.
Home, you say?
Dear, we are pressed enough as 'tis.
All right, he stays. But pray bring my son back to health.
I will look after him. I swear it.
Well, this simplifies matters. We've already got what's required here in our possession.
That woman's taking advantage of us, she is. She knows full well we've nowhere else to turn.
Will he truly be all right?
What should I do?
Sir, ought you not be in... Ah, forgive me. You're not a patient, are you? I suppose you must be a visitor. 'Tis a pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Eleanor. I have the privilege of serving as abbess here. I regret that I cannot offer you a cup of tea, but I'm in the middle of making my rounds of the patient. Not to mention, I have to find the means to procure more medicinal ingredients. Oh. You wouldn't happen to know someone willing to brave the roads, would you? I know 'tis perilous, but there is one ingredient in particular we cannot afford to run out of. You would procure it yourself? I am grateful beyond words, sir. In that case, might I trouble you to bring me some miasmite? The slums are a bane to the body's humors, and its residents are oft prone to illness. We do what we can with what little we have, but we're always short on helping hand. Your aid is most appreciated, sir. May your search prove fruitful. Yes, sir. Ah, forgive me. If that's not the case, you will have to excuse me.
Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts.
No harm in picking a few. Come, I'll lead the way. Here we are.
What a bizarre village that. The villagers stared at me with a bizarre intensity.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. It seems Magistrate Wardor has been safely delivered from his cell. The man's dedication to justice shall doubtless be a great boon to our cause. Mayhap 'twould be prudent to visit the man on occasion and avail yourself of his vast stores of wisdom. He might have knowledge that could benefit you on your travels. Now, would you be so kind as to return the key I lent you? I thank you. Pray, take this. Consider it remuneration for your Majesty's efforts.
A result to be proud of.
We have done what we set out to do, and that...
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to... Ah, yes. Regarding your pursuer from some days past, as we suspected, he was indeed an agent from Batal. When he learnt of your Majesty's escape, he began inquiring after your movements. 'Tis a glad thing we captured him before matters escalated. As to how he learned your Majesty's location with such ease, I intend to extract the answers from him anon. I shall be sure to inform you when I do. Pray, take this. 'Tis the least I can offer for your Majesty's assistance.
So the agent was of Batal after all. 'Tis rather eerie that someone should be sent across the border to spy on you.
Pray, slow your feet. You run too fast for the likes of me.
Let us endeavor to keep up, though we are less fleet. Foot.
is one of life's great pleasures.
So tight. I'd kip just about anywhere.
Wish I'd been born a nobleman.
Is there much more of this? This place gives my head hurts just
Yes, sir. Have you procured what I asked? Splendid. You've my gratitude. Unfortunately, I can give you little more than that. Forgive me, but I must return to my rounds directly. Ah, but in place of a reward, mayhap I could give you a tour of the premises. Only if you've the time and inclination, of course. What say you? Would you care to accompany me? As servants of the gracious hand, we provide whatever treatment we can to those unfortunate who are stricken by maladies. Yet, at times, 'tis not enough. Perhaps you will recall the parents who were here when you first arrived, an unfortunate pair. They've suffered no few hardships in the slums, and now even their poor son Lubomir has fallen ill. By chance, he was examined by a roaming man claiming to be a doctor. Yet, the family had not the money for the medicine he required. So, he was put into our care.
I'll gather these now. 'Twould be a shame to forget their location when we need them most.
Here he is. This young man is Lubomir. We've been administering the medicine recommended by the doctor who examined him, but he has yet to show any sign of recovery. To be perfectly honest, I doubt the soundness of that so-called doctor's judgment. After all, there is no shortage of ne'er-do-wells out there, willing to claim their medicine the only cure, that they might inflate its price. But I suppose I ought not say such things so openly. At any rate, I'd best continue on my rounds. Pray, stay as long as you wish. Come, come. We've medicine to prepare. We've enough to make a fresh batch now, thanks to a kind donation.
Psst! You there. Help me. Listen, the sisters here are good to us, but I'm growing weaker day by day. It started with a slight fever, and now I can scarce lift myself up. See that empty bed? An old man was lying in it till just a few days past. He told me he was feeling better, that he'd be well enough to leave anon. And now he's... Mayhap I'm just imagining things. I hope that's the case. And yet... something isn't right about this place. Pray, should you hear any queer rumors about the Gracious Hand, come tell me of them, won't you? I'd see to it myself, but I can hardly move.
Here you are, Master. I hope you like it. I found it myself. I've a knack for gathering items, and am ever on the hunt for new finds. I'll gladly... Where to next, Arisen?
Might I beg but a moment of your time? Might I beg but a moment of...
Each of our patients deserves our full attention.
I know so little of this world.
Nice of you, sir. I'm in no hurry to leave.
Oh, someone help me. Jahan? Bruno, where have you gone?
Medicine? Medicine! 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 Now! Now! Now!
Chaos in the world begins with chaos of the mind.
Might you be a friend of Lubomir's? He's seen better days, hasn't he? There has been talk of sending him down to the basement, should his condition fail to improve. That is, the basement sick room, where our most critical patients convalesce under the Abbess's care. None of the other sisters are permitted entry, including myself. Teles, she gives the patients a special medicine. I know not what kind. At times, I hear strange cries and moans drift up from below. Which is to be expected. Those who come here suffer all manner of afflictions, you see. And yet, a part of me is afeared for them.
Can't remember the last time I...
Here to ask aught of me, are you?
A moment's prayer can do a world. I spend my days in quiet reflection.
What to do?
Ne'er in my wildest dreams could I have imagined 'twould be the magistrate you called here. Not that I'm complaining. Pray, feel at liberty to come and go as you please.
I know. It's a secret, right? Don't worry. I won't tell anyone about the old man either.
What should I do?
What teachings might salve the people's woes?
So, the worst of us are taken to the basement. Mayhap that's the source of the queer voices I hear at night. And none save the Abbess can enter? If the gracious hand has a secret, 'tis the Abbess who keeps it, I reckon. You've done this much for me. Would you be willing to go further? I must find out what goes on down there. Oh, you've my thanks. I just can't stomach the thought of lying here not knowing. Of course, all the better should your search come to naught. But if you do find aught amiss down in that basement, it must be the Abbess's doing. Should you find evidence fit to implicate her, will you help me see to it that justice is carried out? See, I've already reported my suspicions to the Sentinels, and we've arranged a signal. If you apprehend the Abbess, they'll know to come and arrest her. So I beg you, sir, find the evidence you need. If it exists to be found.
To get to the bottom of what is happening at the Gracious Hand, we shall have to acquire evidence of any misdeeds.
True enough. How might we enter the basement sick room?
Splendid.
I have noticed that the Abbess goes out every night without fail.
Wickedness has no hold upon true.
Mayhap 'twould serve as well to track down the former patients mentioned in these records of treatment.
Indeed, you are correct.
patience in this room must not be disturbed.
What should I do?
What's this all about? Elena. Ah, yes. The abbess of the Gracious Hand. A fine woman by all accounts. I was in her care once myself. But I must admit, I've always felt there's something off about her. You see, I was only a little under the weather when I entered her care. But then I started getting sicker and sicker till I was certain death would come for me. In the end, I survived, but methinks I was one of the lucky few. So many died down there. And once I saw her, the abbess, meeting with a strange man. She handed him a large parcel, all wrapped up. And he gave her something small in return. You'd think 'twere medicine, but I'd not have bought medicine from a man like that. He had the look of a scoundrel about him. They were whispering, but I did hear one of them say aught about keeping quiet. 'Tis well suspicious, eh? Where'd they meet? 'Twas in the square in the eastern part of the common quarter, and always a night, as I recall.
Lady Eleanor's a goodly person, a saint-like. Her earnest care saw me back to full health. I wavered between life and death for quite some time in that basement sick room, and she watched o'er me through it all, bless her. Can't say as I miss that basement, mind. 'Tis an eerie place, dark and shadowy, filled with the moaning of the sick. Suppose 'tis only to be expected, given the state of those assembled. I'm sure I was moaning too.
I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself.
Not game enough to hang about here. Suppose that's enough for one day.
What do you think?
Anything that we look here.
This headache's driving me up the wall,
Much
Tis.
for me.
What should I do?
Sets my thoughts down dark paths, this place.
What to do? Hoy, Arisen! Say, have you heard about the state of the river? Do you know the river close by the church? Well, it's come to be full of muck and filth and all sorts. That's a problem for the church, as it draws from the river to make holy water. The water's so filthy that it's going to take twice the amount of gold ore to purify it. I was thinking you could help the priests by finding some gold ore. After all, it wouldn't be good for anyone if the church ran out of holy water. I was hoping you'd say that. Thanks ever so much. I'll help too. I'll look for gold ore every place I can think of.
Now we seek gold ore. Though it is sold in shops, mining some ourselves might prove the better choice.
Right you are.
I'm in fine When does my watch end? I've clean forgotten.
Stay away from me.
A common reward. frustratingly so.
We cannot expect gleaming treasures round every corner.
I always thought a short straw.
Dull days for us are a sign that all...
Each day is harder to bear than the last. You're wasting your time.
I'm in no hurry to leave. Plenty of prospects
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
Walking everywhere is certainly tiring.
Need anything?
I enjoy this work. Keeps me on my toes.
Many thanks.
How might I be of service?
Gather round. Treat your ears to a tale by a master storyteller. And should my tale entertain you? Nay, even if it shouldn't.
How does it...
In my line of business,
A crime committed here will see one confined to jail.
I've heard that jailers are paid a pittance, despite the hardships of their work.
Pray, leave me be, sir. I must...
Sets my thoughts down dark paths this place.
Hoy, Arisen! Have you found any gold ore yet? Wow! This'll be plenty, I reckon. Thank you ever so much. Listen, I was talking to the priests, and apparently our troubles aren't over yet. Would you be willing to lend us a hand again, Arisen? Just one more time? Thanks. So, remember how I told you about the river by the church getting all mucky? Well, the grown-ups are saying it's gotten worse. Now lots of people who live nearby are falling sick. The priests have been treating everyone as best they can, but there's nowhere near enough medicine to go round. I want to help them, but I'm not sure what I can do, apart from ask you, that is. Would you bring us some more medicine, Arisen? Oh, thanks, Arisen. What would we do without you? I'll talk to the priests in the meantime, see if there's anything useful I can do.
Now we've need of medicine. We can purchase it at shops, or make... ourselves by combining the ingredients.
Hoy, Arisen! Have you brought any medicine with you? Now that's just splendid! Oh, thank you, Arisen. This should be plenty. I'll take it to the church straight away.
'Tis a goodly deed we've done aiding the sick. I only hope our efforts go a ways towards improving life in the slums.
Right you are.
Ne'er in my wildest